Okay. Can't stretch. Ugh. I have like the worst knot in my back right now, but I'm a soldier through it. It's gonna be fine. Okay. Oh god, do I remember what was happening? We found out that the autumn room and the winter room look very much the same, and someone was trying to make one of the rooms look like the other with cloths and stuff. Hey, Donnie. At the other end of anime spectrum. I was streaming at my normal time for once. April 2nd, 12:05 p.m. Zodiac Hall, Autumn Wing. Making fall and winter look the same? Are they replicating Canada? Now, to be clear, there is no such thing as fall. There's 2 weeks in, let's say, September that are fall, and the rest of it's winter. Just trying to get my fill. Last week off. Yeah, same here. I'm off this week, and then I'm back on Monday. So, I'm enjoying my holiday. It's been nice to be off and not worry about work, even if I have been contacted a few times. But, you know, such is life sometimes. Hey, Sam. All right, let's see if I got this in me. They sure are taking their time. I thought this was supposed to be a 10-minute recess.
Sorry to keep you losers waiting. But no wait no longer. I won the race to find Delicia Scone, and here she is.
Hello, dearies. This lovely young man said you wanted to speak with me. Delicia Scone, purveyor of the most wondrous wares that the pharmacist can offer at your service. Delicia to my pals, and even Miss Delicious to some.
No one calls her that. Nope, I refuse. Work, life, the building is on fire, come back, balance. Delicia Scone is also immortal. Yeah, she looks identical. This is her after 18 years. What is your secret, lady? I guess in a theory, the bowl and the stir stick could also be a bowl and pestle, which I guess a pharmacist would use, kind of. Like, maybe not a modern one, but...
You can call me the winner, and I'll call you whatever I want.
Alrighty, Winnie Pooh. Whatever you say. It's lovely to meet you, dearie.
So much for call me the winner.
Have we met before, young man?
Get a load of this, Delicia. That's Miles Edgeworth, Gregory's son.
Well, I never. It's a pleasure to meet you, Milesy Smiles.
Get his ass Scone. If you must address me by my given name, just Miles will do.
Ooh, Greggy Peglegs, boy. And all grown up, too. Makes me feel my age, why don't you?
I wonder just how old she is. Oh. I am now in beds. Fair enough. Eustace, I believe we have some questions for our pharmacist.
Oh, yeah. What brings you to the gallery today, Miss Scone?
Why, I came to see dear old Moody Judy, of course. We've been fast friends for 18 long years, and no one's going to stop me visiting her now.
I understand that you helped look after Mr. Gusto in the immediate aftermath of the attack.
Oh, I didn't do much, really. I just whipped up a quick antidote for the dear old doctor. Wow, you can make an antidote just like that? Oh, yes, dear. As long as I have the right ingredients, I can throw together just about any medicine you like. It certainly helped that medical room was well equipped, though. We were much better off treating him here than losing the vital minutes taking him to the hospital. Anyway, We did what we could. The rest, well, it's up to him.
And do you know the victim, Miss Delicious?
Oh, yes. Well, sort of. It's been 18 years since I saw him last. Apparently, he's a famous these days. One of the best confectioners in the world, so they say.
I'll call her Miss Delicious all day if she continues to emasculate Eustace with pithy nicknames. Is that all it takes, Dottie?
Interesting. So he's a well-known public figure.
Oh, yes, dear. He was on the news and everything. Confectionery crafting king of the world, they say.
Wow, so the old dog really went to Zenfa and upped his game, just like he said he would.
Hate for hate's sake, etc.
Perhaps we could proceed to the matter at hand, Miss Scone. Are you familiar with the substance known as Infesticides Ultra? Of course, dearie. I use it to, get rid of, you know what's. Oh, it's awfully strong, though. That's why they don't sell it in the shops.
Might I ask what you mean by you know what's?
Little blighters that frightened the life out of the poor innocent ladies like yourself, that's what. Ghastly little creatures running around people's nice, clean kitchens and terrorizing them. Oh, I get it. Those. Thank you, Miss Scone. One more question, if you don't mind. Are you aware of what happens when the chemicals of asphyxion and ubiquitum are combined? Oh, yes. It's right up in the Infesticide Ultra instructions. Do not mix with products containing ubiquitum ever. Because if you do, they react with each other and make a horrible poisonous gas.
The semi-censorship of cockroaches is always weird in Japanese media. Right, they do that, don't they? I always forget about that.
What was it again? Effects of inhalation. Inhalation included respiratory complications and, death. And poor old Goose Dude very nearly didn't make it. To make that much gas, you need, probably 500 milliliters of each chemical, I'd say.
She suddenly talks like a skilled pharmacist.
Ubiquitum's awfully thick and sticky and heats up very quickly indeed. It's also bright red and smells minty fresh. Oh, and cheap as chips. That's why they use it in everything. Effixion's more watery and white in color.
That'll do, thank you. You are clearly well informed, Miss Scone.
As well I should be, dearie. After all, Infesticide Ultra's made by the company I work for. Oh, but before you get the wrong idea, they don't go around handing out free samples. As I say, it's awfully terribly dangerous. You couldn't let me buy it, even if you wanted to.
Yes, Miss Scone, very interesting indeed. I think that tells us what us all we need to know. Strange. I thought she suspected Miss Scone. But something in that smile makes me wonder if she has some other angle in mind. Da-da-da-da. Joe's apartment must be banned over there. Ubiquitum. I put that shit on everything. Man, Joe's Apartment. I loved that movie as a kid. I've never heard of this. I don't know what that is. I assume it has to do with cockroaches, considering the context it's being brought up in, but...
What is it, Detective Flatfoot? Any developments to report?
Yes, sir! Ben lives in an apartment infested with roaches that help him out. I only remember the roach scenes from the SFX show I used to watch. Also, they speak. Ah, of course.
Turns out the sculpture's glass display case opened from the top. Huh, that's rather unusual. And the temperature inside can be adjusted too, all the way down to 0 degrees. The Pisces case was kept at 26 degrees. Dang near got my hand stuck, too. We're lucky you escaped alive. Anything more relevant to the case? Yeah, they found something on the underside of the top part of the Pisces case. Traces of ubiquium. Whoa, now we're talking.
That's odd. If there was ubiquium stuck to it, it shouldn't have stayed stuck. After all, at 26 degrees, it would have been frozen solid.
It would, huh? So, how did things wind up as they are now?
I think Kay might be able to help us figure out just that. Or at least Mr. Thief might.
Hey, you guys are that desperate to get on my good side, huh? Fine. I don't know what the heck you're talking about, but take it away.
I can't believe I'm taking orders from this guy. But whatever. Anything for the truth.
Oh. I've been overruled.
Verity, just be on my side. Before you get too carried away. The goddess of justice has no need for your help. We will find the truth ourselves.
Youch! Why so frosty, Judge G? Your baby prosecutor just gave us the big thumbs up. What's the issue here? Oh, wait. Don't tell me the committee is some dirty little secret it doesn't want us to find out.
I am not required to explain myself to you. But if you feel that you absolutely must participate in the investigation, perhaps you can prove to me that it would be worth our while to keep you around. What exactly does she have in mind? Who triggered the release of the poison gas? If you can answer this question, I will consent to your participation in the investigation.
You heard the lady, Smiles. Somebody opened the Pisces case and let out the gas. Considering what we learned so far, there's only one person it could possibly be, no?
Yes, the answer is indisputable. I'm glad you guys know because I don't fucking remember.
In that case, please kindly provide it now. Who released the poison gas?
Gusto, I guess? Because he's the one who fell over, right? So, who collapsed from the poison at the crime scene. Yeah. Yeah, like, when you think about it that way, it makes sense. So, because, like, it's not Larry, and she wasn't in the room, and neither was, yeah, so it's gotta be him. Take that! Yes, I was totally paying attention, right, audience? Like, when you're not doing this days apart, it's easier. It's true. The victim, Carmelo Gusto, is the only person who could have entered the Autumn Wing. Thus, only he could have opened the case. Correct. It appears to be only the logical answer. Very well. I will permit your participation in the investigation to continue. However, if at any point I feel you are contributing nothing of value, you will be removed immediately. Understood. Even if Mr. Gusto did open the case, we still have no idea as to why.
All right, Mr. Edgeworth. Tell me what you want to see. Let us use the data we've collected to recreate the scene before the poison gas went off. On it!
Eek! Don't scare me like that!
So this is what you're talking about. You're Mr. Thief.
Let's begin by examining the Pisces sculpture. There's a generous amount of ubiquium frozen to the underside of the top part of the case.
Yeah, which is what's keeping the lid on real tight.
Actually, the glass lid is all cracked though, right? Somebody really went to town on your little house there, huh, Pisces?
And do we have any idea on how the glass of the lid might have come to be so cracked?
Well, it doesn't look like the outer facing side of the glass suffered any damage.
I see. So we have a cracked piece of glass that we know was ice cold on the inner-facing side. And we also know that it wasn't damaged in any direct way on the outer-facing surface. Thoughts?
Ice cold. Makes me think of the way you glare at people, sir.
Cracks. Makes me think about those deeply etched lines on your forehead. It was cracked by heat expansion. Applying heat to the ice-cold glass from outside will cause it to crack.
Well, I appreciate the science lesson, but why is it all heat cracked in the first place?
Why indeed? At last, a heat-cracked glass lid lined on its underside with frozen ubiquium.
Looks like the cat's got the cream, Malserino. You know what happened, don't you?
I certainly do. And what's more, I know how Mr. Gusto opened the case.
What? But you didn't give me a chance to figure it out first.
It would have been quite the wait.
Well, you'll keep it to your shelf, Edgeworth. I want answers. How did Mr. Gusto open the case?
Blowtorch, I assume?
The blowtorch showed signs of having been used recently when it was found here in the autumn wing.
I mean, it was the only device I had that made heat, so...
I think it likely that it was used on the glass lid, causing it to crack.
A blowtorch? Who uses a blowtorch to open a glass case?
Oh, I get it. Mr. Gusto was trying to melt the frozen ubiquium so he could open the lid. Indeed.
You beat me to the answer by a second, but we'll see who wins in the end.
Don't try and tell us you nearly had it. You didn't have a clue.
It was Edgeworth making things hard to understand.
Okay, would you mind updating the recreation so that Mr. Winner can follow along too? Sure, just for him. All right, here goes. Mr. Gusto was alone in the autumn wing. And while he was here, he used this blowtorch to melt the frozen ubiquium on the underside of the lid.
Yes, Eustace in tears, his eyes image. How old is Winter again? He is 17 years old. So I believe that means him and Kay are the same age.
And?
As the ubiquium melted, it mixed with the asphyxion that was already present inside the glass case.
Alright, well I guess he could probably... Oh god, he's probably shipped with her. But at least it's alright for him to argue with Kay like children. New proposal, reduce the death penalty to age 17. I mean, do they death penalty anyway? We've already been to prison that's full of murderers. So, including a serial killer that was just chilling with his dog. So...
thereby producing our poisonous gas. When Mr. Gusto had finally managed to open the lid, he would have released the gas and poisoned himself.
I call it the Eustace rule.
He made it as far as the fountain room when he collapsed.
So we opened the case, and out came the gas, huh?
Seems we got there in the end.
But why the heck a doodle did he want to open the case in the first place?
I'm not sure. In fact, we don't even know what his ultimate goal was.
I'm thinking he might have come here for the same reason I did. To check out not the autumn wing, but the winter wing. You remember, right? I thought this was where the winter wing was when we first got here.
Cut you out too, did it, my little Etty Lumpkin? I was ever so confused at what was being Chillywink's room was all those years ago. There's even the same little tree in front of the blessed door. Who wouldn't be all 6s and 7s, eh?
Oh no. I know that's not a reference to that, but why? I arrived with zero context due to missing illegal streams. Hey, Captain. All you need to know is the early part of this case was us being Edgeworth's dad. And as Edgeworth's dad, we were trying to solve the case of a murder that was found inside of a culinary sculpture. We did some arguing with Manfred von Karma. This was apparently the case that led to his murder. Gregory Edgeworth. We are now 18 years later in the same place, and there is a new, not murder, but someone got poisoned, and we're trying to solve that part right now. Delicia Scone was ahead of her day, apparently.
Did everyone involved in the IS-7 incident make the same mistake?
That's not Scone. That's not that Scone said dreaded words, but now there's gazillion kids flapping their hands like maniacs and facing into camera. Night, Sam. Yeah. Night, Sam. Sleep tight.
I think we need to go and take another look at the Winter Wing. Time to see how quickly I can convince Mr. Winner, I suppose.
Eureka! Ladies and gentlemen, I have the answer.
The answer to what exactly?
The man was going to end it all. The dramatic exit stage left sorta artsy-fartsy farewell.
Oh no. Oh god. I will say, his theme is fitting.
Have you been listening to all this at all this whole time?
Hey, at my level, I barely need to listen to a word, and I still understand exactly half of what's going on.
Perhaps I can explain a few of the finer details to you later, Eustace. Winner's prerogative.
Winners? Sure. Gavel?
Thank you indeed. I find it always best to leave the things like child wrangling to a professional.
Edgeworth, you literally have another 17-year-old in your... that you have to wrangle.
In the meantime, don't you have something to tell Mr. Edgeworth and his friends?
Oh, yeah, totally forgot.
What is it now?
I took the liberty of investigating our friendly pink pharmacist here. Or rather, I had one of my underlings do it for me.
That's nothing to brag about, you know.
Shut up! Can't you see I'm talking? Anyway, let's put a pin in my suicide theory for now. Yeah, I have something more important to tell you. It was Miss Delicious who set up the poison gas trap.
How could you say that? I was greatly saddened to learn of this, Miss Scone. Your profession is one dedicated to saving lives, and yet you used your expertise to try and take one.
I beg your pudding! How dare you! I did no such thing!
Perhaps you could explain, Mr. Winner.
You bet I can. Get a load of this.
Restricted Toxins Handler License. Okay.
This is Miss Delicious's pharmacist license.
You know, Eustace's entire head looks like a no pod or a pumpkaboo. Both options. Send Eustace to Hella Berry Circus.
And just it says right here that she's authorized to handle Infesticide Ultra.
A product that we have established contains Afixion, one of the ingredients of our poison gas.
Exactly. It's almost impossible for ordinary people to get a hold of that stuff. But Miss Delicious is no ordinary person. She's a card-carrying pharmacist.
I didn't do it! This is all a terrible misunderstanding.
If your voice gets tired with Eustace, you could give him regular guy voice like that one. No pun. You just want me to make a Eustace a man? I can't do regular guy voice. That's the problem. It's the problem when I read for this game that, like, 70% of the characters are dudes, it feels like. Although, it helps that at least my primary... I don't want to say antagonist, but, like, one of my primary arguers is at least Gavel, so... Also, I checked out the Japanese. It's just regular no-pod voice. The dub, English dub, 1000% improves it! Yeah. So... Regular man voice is a choice that the localization team went with. That's fun. And they still have Manana do, like, more traditional no-pon stuff. But, like, not maybe as egregiously so as, like, the previous generation no-pod. Anyway.
That's not all. There was a bottle of Infesticide Ultra in the victim's pocket. And what do you know? It's covered in your fingerprints. We know that you and Miss Bound took the victim to the medical room. What better moment to slip the bottle into his pocket,
No! There was only one person on the premises licensed to carry Infesticide Ultra, and that was you, Miss Scone. Furthermore, you are acquainted with Miss Bound, the owner of the gallery, meaning you would have had access to the building and ample opportunity to prepare for your trap.
No, listen! No, dear, listen! You don't understand! That Infesticide Ultra was stolen from me!
Lying will only lengthen your sentence, Miss Scone. I'm not lying! Oh, it's in my bag somewhere, I'm sure of it.
What is she looking for?
That's not it. And that's not it.
That cloth looks familiar.
Here we go. I knew it was here somewhere. Look!
And what is this?
There's something written on it, I think.
April 1st. Complaint filed. Offense theft. Item stolen. Infesticide Ultra. 1 bottle. Oh, the plot thickens. It's a crime report relating to a theft.
A what?
A crime report, Eustace. Come on, man.
See, you silly billies. I told you no. Somebody pinched it off me. A week ago, no less.
By which you mean to say that it was not in your possession at any point today?
That's exactly what I mean to say. I think the bottle you found might be the one I lost. I always have something in my bag. I always have some in my medicine bag, just in case, you know. I'm supposed to keep my bag locked up tight, but, well, I'd forgot my head if it wasn't screwed on. And now, thanks to silly old me, someone's gone and mixed up the cloud of poison with the stuff.
I see. But why on earth would you carry such a hazardous substance around with you?
Like I said, just in case. You never know when one of them might appear. You mean the ghastly little creatures that run around in people's nice clean kitchens type of them? You couldn't just roll up the newspaper and whack. One and done.
Psst, gavel. What do I do now?
Ah, of course. I think perhaps it might be wise to confirm the authenticity of the crime report, just to be safe. I can't hurt to verify Miss Scone's story, after all. She may be lying to us.
Good idea. All right, I'm gonna go give the precinct a call. Don't go anywhere.
I keep mishearing the infanticide ultra. I blame Eustace. Ma'am, next time just carry a can of Raid. Not illegally strong chemical agent. Case suggestion just Neochicked me.
Okay. So, Miss Scone might not be guilty after all. Indeed. If she really were the one who set up the poison gas trap, then I highly doubt that she would have used a method that directly implicates her.
So, who do you think did it, Smiles?
Someone with the knowledge of the victim's likely behavior, and the time and the means to prepare.
Well, with that description, my assumption is it's Judy. Right? Like, she's literally the only other person it could be. So, which, if I think it's Judy, then that implies to me that Mr. Gustav Caramel here might be responsible for the case 18 years ago. And if that's the case, then I assume it's like Judy trying to get revenge on him, which is why he's not dead. Because if he was dead, then we couldn't get revenge. So. But what if it's still somehow Larry? Anyway, that's just kind of an initial thing, would be my assumption, because obviously the implication is that the case Gregory took years ago, his client was found guilty, but we're pretty sure that he didn't do it. So that means he was accused of a crime he didn't commit and went to jail for it. So, ergo, Judy's might be getting revenge of the person who actually did the crime. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. We'll see if it goes that way, or if I'm just reading too close. There's not like a ton of characters in this. It could be, you know, so. All right.
2 factors which point to one very specific person.
Oh yeah? And who might that be? Don't leave us hanging, big guy.
Who had the means to steal the Infesticide Ultra and dress up one of the rooms to look like another? Oh, we're immediately answering this question. Surely only Miss Bound, the proprietor of these premises, could possibly have prepared in such a way. We'll need some solid evidence to support such a theory. Nonetheless.
So it was her, huh?
Strange. It's like he already knew. Oh, he was testing me. Eddie knew. Of course Eddie knew. Eddie is a good attorney, I think. Granted, we have not seen Eddie in an actual case. We just seen him as a sidekick mostly. But
ooh, nice shooting, Miserino. I might have to make an associate position a permanent deal.
That's not what I was hoping for.
Look, if Miles became a defense attorney, he wouldn't get to, like, cross swords with his boyfriend in court. Euphemism. Intentional, clearly.
I am back with results. The police have confirmed that the theft really was reported and logged. which means we may have been a little hasty with some of our conclusions, team.
You mean that every single one of your conclusions proved to be hogwash?
No, I mean, we're only just getting started.
Oh, then what's our next move?
Well, we need to go and talk to Miss Bound.
And then?
And then I think about what we'll do after that.
Eustace, Mr. Gusso's real destination appeared to have been the Winter Wing. Perhaps it would be worth having someone investigate that room more thoroughly.
Oh, yeah, we should totally do that. Flatfoot, go investigate the Winter Wing.
Yes, sir.
Gavel, we're gonna go talk to Miss Bound.
Very good, Eustace. We'll join you if you don't mind.
I mean, he won't get to do that for the next 7 years anyways. Yeah. Well, I don't think they would kill Eddie Fender. But maybe that's part of the reason he's not in any future games, you know? One of the life's great mysteries is how does Larry function? Well, he's an artist now. He strikes me as a kid who used to, like, sniff paint. So I guess he lives on fumes. Pity. All right. Actually, I'm going to refill my water. I'll be right back. Okay. Water. Good for you. All right. A society that takes care of all its citizens, even Larry. I also imagine there's just enough ladies with bad enough taste and losers for him to barely tread water. I mean, it sounds like every girl that he's dated tends to, like, use him for his money. So somehow he always has money. I think Larry's prone to, like, get rich quick schemes that somehow kind of panned out, but not really. Just enough for him to have money. Like, unlike Gumshoe, who probably literally lives from ramen cup to ramen cup, I feel like Larry probably lives semi-comfortably regardless. He had an apartment in the very first game of the case of the game, so. Or no, that was his girlfriend's apartment. That wasn't his apartment, actually. I lied. Never mind. I don't know where Larry lives. Oh god, Larry's a crypto bro.
All right, you have your orders. Go talk to Bound for me.
Hey, Mr. Winner, weren't you going to talk with Miss Bound? Weren't we going to talk with Miss Bound ourselves?
Sure, but I thought, why not let the grunts handle the grunt work, you know? Means I can just sit back and wait for the report. A winning strategy.
You spoiled little... he's so exhausting. I need a break. Huh? There's something in the fountain.
Okay, sure. Hello, dead person.
It's...
Oh, wait, this is Eustace saying it. He's not in the shot, though.
Yeah, it's a body.
What on earth? Oh. Well, it just became a murder case. Order. Order in the court. Somebody call forensics.
Bad news, sir. Real bad news. Order. I will have order, detective. The ice sculptures in the winter wing. Are they melted? Oh, yeah, they are. They've all melted. What? Did...
Say? I appreciate that.
What is the meaning of this? Now we have 2 victims? Yeesh, talk about deja vu. It's just like 18 years ago. Even the ice melted again. Again? This is like some weird rerun. Same people, same everything. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is a no coinkadink. You're with me, right, Mazzarino? I am. And I think the answer lie in the IS-7 incident itself. In fact, I'm convinced of it. Heh, great minds think alike. Alrighty. Time for another trip down memory lane.
Oh, you going back?
To be continued.
Oh, man. We bouncing back and forth. We doing the time warp again.
The events of 18 years past.
All right, let's go back to Gregory and baby Eddie. And Delicia, who looks exactly the same.
I still can't believe that IS-7 incident was Gregory's last case.
Or that it's been 18 long years since then. Oh, is the guy in the water the guy that was... Wait. There's no way, right? The guy in the water is the one that was in the fondant ship from 18 years ago? Did they freeze him in the freezer? He's been on ice this whole time. You would think that, like, the police... Did the police lose the body? Is that not a real body and he's made of fondant? Like, I don't know. Anyway, let's just keep going. Different world has taught me anything.
A murder at the confectionery contest, and of one of the participants no less, Artie Frost. They pulled his body out of the treasure chest that was a part of Sansom Tangaroa's chocolate tableau.
Why are you saying this like the police losing a body is weird in this world? Okay, it might not be that weird. I feel like of all people, Detective Bad would not have let that happen. We know that Detective Bad is competent. Or at least I like to think so. I guess it was when he wasn't Silver yet, so he was still kind of like a baby cop, I guess. But still...
He'd been hit with the head with a large rock salt lamp and subsequently bled to death.
Is he, or does he just look competent?
We found the lamp hidden inside the candy castle Delicia Scone had made for the contest. But then, before anyone had a chance to investigate, Mr. Frost's own room. All of his ice creations had melted clean away.
That's a pretty solid recap of everything we did in Gregory's part, so... 18 years ago. December 24th, 9:05 p.m. Contest venue, Fountain Room. All all of Mr. Frost's work destroyed. Mr. Von Karma wasn't very happy. He told us to get out, and in no uncertain terms.
So, so what do we do now, Mr. E? Can't believe he just up and kicked us out. Von Karma's a total jerk.
Now, Eddie. It was always the job of the police and the prosecutor's office to investigate the scene.
Yeah, but he didn't have to talk to us like that. Who cares if we're cops or attorneys? We should all be working together to find the truth.
You can't assume that everybody's aims are the same as your own. You may wish to expose the truth, but others might prefer to accept things at face value. Which way of thinking is right will depend on the person. This sounds weird to say. I can't get over how much of just like an old school man Gregory looks like. Like everyone else is pretty anime. Gregory is just like, I'm from a detective film or something. Or I'm in like a crime show of the week kind of deal compared to everyone else. I mean, I like the gizzard burnout. If I skip a shave or two, I regularly fail upwards. Which person's thinking is right will depend on the person. Gregory looks how Riku the no-pod sounds. Like, I didn't want to say it, but...
But what if somebody innocent ends up behind bars because no one managed to uncover the truth?
It can happen. We're all human, police and prosecutors included. Which is why defense attorney exists. Our job is to help people in just such a situations. To be friends with the friendless.
Friends to the friendless.
Whoops. That is not what I meant to do. But sure, let's look at Gregory's badge.
Your badge is the shape of a sunflower, right, Mr. E? Does it have some kind of special meaning, or?
It does. Sunflower follows the sun, correct? In other words, they always face the light. Just as we attorneys do, we should always aim to be on the side of liberty and justice.
Wow, then I'm gonna work hard and to be just like a sunflower when I'm an attorney.
I've no doubt that you will. Well, I didn't intend to do that, but that was a nice little bit there, so you know what? It was worth it. We're all human, meh. Friends to the friendless. No, that's gonna hurt my voice too, eventually. Now then. Now, we may not be able to investigate Mr. Frost's room as hoped, but that doesn't mean we'll give up.
You're right, Mr. E. I'm sorry. I should have thought more before I opened my big mouth.
You're young, Eddie. You'll learn soon enough.
I will. I promise.
Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, you look like you could use a little pick-me-up. I'm afraid this is all I have, but please, by all means.
Whoa, you're the best, Miss Bound.
Tangenroa's favorite handmade by Bound. Rather misshapen and incredibly sweet. You mean like those things that were in Delicia Scone's like pouch in replacement of the Infesticide Ultra Plus or whatever it was called? Thank you. A little sugar boost might actually help. Although these are a little too sweet for my liking. And a little uniquely shaped. I'm sorry if they're not to your taste.
No way, they're great. They're so sweet.
You're very kind. Imagine me, of all people, a mediocre confectioner.
What? You mean you made these yourself?
Yes, Samson loves chocolate, so I had to learn. Keeping him supplied with his favorite treats is just one of my many duties. Although he does spend most of the time coaching me on how to improve my technique.
Mr. Danganronpa sure is a lucky guy. Getting to eat homemade sweets made by the one and only Judy Bound whenever he wants. Sounds amazing.
Huh? Oh, sorry, did you say something?
Nope, not at all.
Dear sweet Eddie, you really do have a lot to learn.
It seems you're quite committed to your work. You do for Mr. Tanganroa, Miss Bound? Of course. What right would I have to stay here otherwise?
What do you mean by that?
I was abandoned as a baby, and Mr. Tanganroa took me in. That's right. One snowy Christmas Eve, many years ago, he found me on the steps of this very mansion. He saved my life and became the father I never had.
Oh, so you're a father-daughter relationship? I'll be real, I did not pick up on that until now. I really thought it was more of a relationship. And thus we see why he's such a good man. Because he's a stepdad. It's true. It's probably both, unfortunately. The on-screen chemistry was sending a different message. Unironically, if you want an anime movie with Gregory and Fender relationship, please check out Futo PL Portrait of Skull movie. I've never heard of this, but I do enjoy that relationship dynamic, so this should be noted. I have like a big list of anime movies I've been considering watching. So, there's so much other stuff that I've been consuming at the moment that there's just no time for them. It's a Kamen Rider W anime. It's a prequel anime movie. Well, I have yet to actually watch anything Kamen Rider related, so all about Skull, the baddest badass that ever asked battling. I mean, that's quite the recommendation.
I can never repay him, so my work for him is the least I can do. I'll be here for him for as long as he needs me.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
I must be getting old. I'm welling up a little myself. And to think today is Christmas Eve, and I can't even give him his present in person. I'd do anything to save him. Anything. Please, if there's something I can do to help, just say it. We're very grateful, Miss Mound. Perhaps you could help us by answering a question. Did you know the victim? Not very well, I'm afraid. Oh, but if you wanted to see some of his work, I have a picture of the sculptures he made for the finale. For the final.
My, they're stunning. Okay. So, this one should be... what, the Capricorn? And... well, I mean, you can't see the fishtail, so no, it's not the Capricorn. This is the Taurus and the Gemini, I guess? Yeah, because the girl on the left has feet. What is this? Just look at this dude and his baby idiot friend. I mean, that does I'll be real, if you showed me this picture and you asked me what anime this was from, I would not have guessed Kamen Rider. They do look fun, though. But I feel like Kamen Rider is one of those things where I don't actually know anything about it other than what you tell me, and I, like, try to internalize. But, like, you're always like, it's different every time, so it's hard to internalize an aesthetic for it. Aren't they? I think they're masterpieces. Who would have thought that you could make such intricate statues out of flavored ice? Samson adored them too. It's different every time, in every way but one.
Oh, hey, that's Taurus and Gemini, right?
Hey, look at that, I got it right. I didn't know you were so keen on constellations of the zodiac yet, Eddie.
Oh, I love it. The stories those stars could tell. Take Gemini, for example. See the lyre? That's what the harp is called. And the arrow and the...
Hold up, the lyre doesn't have any strings.
Or hold up, the lyre doesn't have any strings.
Huh.
Did Mr. Frost forget to add them, maybe?
That doesn't sound like something he'd forget to do.
Wait, really? But I thought you just said you didn't know him very well.
Oh, well, he didn't seem like the type.
It seems like she's got something to hide, too.
For missing strings.
I mean, I'm sure making strings out of ice is not easy anyway. You can't use something that isn't ice. They've already mentioned that. Kamen Rider uses the power of evil forced on them to fight instead for human freedom. Sometimes the power of evil is eldritch horror, sometimes it's gummy bears. This year, it's nightmares of people manifested into real life. Beautiful. You look like this photograph yourself, Miss Bond.
Yes, I use this instant camera here. It developed the pictures as soon as you take them. It's so useful.
Oh, I'd love to see it in action.
Then why don't I take your picture?
Yes, come on, Mr. E. Let's get a shot of the both of us.
Well, all right then. It would be a shame to waste a good hair day. I mean, do you have a good hair day? You're wearing a hat.
Ready, say cheese.
And thus the older picture was born.
There, all done. The picture is yours to keep, Mr. Fender.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's such a cool camera.
Well, it's the only one we've got, so we use it for all our picture-taking needs. It's very convenient, but it lacks negatives and something as... The lack of negatives is something of a shame. So there aren't any negatives for us to use for reference, huh? I assume Mr. Tengenroa used the same camera during the contest. Yes, you assume correctly. He used it for some work-in-progress pictures of his seascape, and later to take some photos of the other contestants' works. But didn't you take a picture of the body when you discovered it? And didn't you discover the body while the judging was still underway? Ah, yes. Samson wanted pictures of all the entrance completed rooms, but the film ran out just as he finished photographing Mr. Gusto's work. So he asked me to go to put in a new cartridge. Man, I remember instant cameras. He seemed to think there should be more shots left than there were. Oh, so someone else took pictures. In other words, the film ran out sooner than expected. Yes, the number of shots he took in that lineup didn't line up with the numbers of shots remaining. Actually, I wanted to check something. Okay. Judy is 16 at this point. And Tanganroa is 39. Hey, I'm younger than Tanganroa. Okay. Yeah, Judy does not read a 16 either, so... Hooray, I is too. Thank God we got one. Yes, the number of shots he took didn't line up with the number of shots remaining. But he thought maybe he just lost track somewhere along the way. But had he really, though? I went on to our living area to change the film and was passing through the fountain room on my way back when I heard a sound of something breaking and collapse into Samson's room. Samson, are you in here? Ah! Mr. Frost's body was just lying there. It was a total shock. It was all too much. But I remember, I called the police, and then I went to tell everybody else. And the camera. It's been with me ever since. I see. I'd be grateful if you could lend us your camera and this picture, Miss Bound. Of course. Here you go. Thank you. Okay. And there's the picture of the sculptures.
Detective Bad! Miss Scone, they done investigating?
They're done with me, that's for certain. The big meanie told me to clear off. Honestly, mannequins will be the end of me. That cheek on of him. I guess he got tired of people cluttering up his crime scene.
Did he run you off too, Detective Bad?
Yeah. Von Karma seems to think I'm a nuisance. Can't do things his way with me around. Why would Mr. Von Karma go so far as to exclude his own lead detective? Why indeed? Maybe Bound is actually like one con artist that looks like a kid but was 30-something. I use the word like too much. I mean, look, like is a fun word. Still got pretty good look at the scene. As for Mr. Gusto, he's enjoying a nice little chat right now in Frost's room.
What about?
About the fact that Miss Bound said she saw him going in there during the contest. Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room. That's right, and I have to say he looked very much like he didn't want to be seen. I don't know what he could have been up to. Well, he's a candidate number 1 at the moment, as the guy who melted Frost's work. But is that really why Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room? I got a picture of the room right here, and if you need it, it's all yours.
Wait, why? What? Why would you just give it to us?
Do I gotta spell it out for you, kid? I'm offering to help you guys. I want the truth about this case to come out. Detective!
Really, Detective Bad? Mr. Von Karma will be happy about this.
Yeah, well, I'm not Von Karma's stooge.
If he's gonna stonewall my investigation, then I'm not gonna play by the book either. Can't let some pesky rules keep me from finding the truth. Now, can I, Mr. Edgeworth?
Indeed. Thank you, Detective Bad.
Wow, I can't believe you won him over, Mr. E.
Well, I haven't the foggiest what's going on, what you're all going on about. But here's to new friends, eh?
It's definitely nice to have a good detective on our side, that's for sure. All right, let's take a look at the photograph.
Here. This is what Frost's room looks like right now. Yikes, there's nothing left of its flavored ice sculptures but puddles.
The floor appears to be completely covered in a pale blue liquid. I should compare this with a photo I just borrowed from Miss Bound. I assume the unplugged power cord has something to do with all this.
Yeah, once it was out of the socket, the display case lost power,
and up the temperature went.
Looks like they were all connected to the same power strip.
Do you have any idea when it was unplugged?
Nope, still working on that. Those sculptures were beautiful. What a waste.
You could say that again. I should have taken a few more bites out of them while I had the chance.
So they tasted good?
Did they ever? I've never tried ice so scrumptious in all my life.
Really? Man, I wish I could have had a bite.
Well, scrumptious except for the salty bit, of course. That was unbearable.
Oh, there was salt on an ice sculpture? Well, no wonder they melted. The salty bit?
It's in the other photo you've got there. This bit. The harp thing.
You licked the lyre? It makes me wonder how much of the statue Delicia tasted. Gemini's lyre. Delicia could not be stopped.
Wait, that's why it had no strings? Because you ate them?
I didn't eat that much, you cheeky little devil, I told you. It was horribly it's horrible and salty. It's interesting that only one particular part of this particular sculpture tasted different from the rest. And could somebody other than Miss Scone really be responsible for eating the rest of the strings? Did you notice anything else, Miss Scone? Don't eat the ice.
Come to think of it, I did. There was a funny little mark on Chili Wink's work. It was 2 letters.
Isn't it HP? The PH? Okay, yeah.
Let me see if I can draw it for you. There we go. Yes, this is what it looked like.
It's almost like a signature or something. Wait.
I just knew Mr. Frost wouldn't have made a harp without strings. He's not the type to skip an important detail like that.
I hope you don't mind me asking, Miss Bound, but are you certain you don't know Mr. Frost particularly well?
Oh, what? No, I barely knew him, I swear.
Is that so? You certainly seem to have some strong opinions about his attitude towards his work.
No, I just... The sculptures were so carefully made. I didn't think he'd miss something so important.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. You have a more personal connection to his work than that.
What makes you say that?
I have an item of evidence that appears to have been one of Mr. Frost's possessions, and it shares a key feature with another piece of evidence.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about if you don't share. So what are these 2 pieces of evidence of yours? Which two pieces of evidence points to Mr. Frost? This is the first.
Okay, well, where's the thing? This thing.
Take that.
And now the second.
I don't actually know what they're wanting here. Lid closed, the ship collapsed, part of the treasure is covered in blood. Picture of the thing next to the body, but that's... Like, do they want the picture of him with it? Is that the evidence? Because, like, it's not gonna be... You know, I haven't even looked at this thing. So this is their teapot? The gorgeous design. Seems a bit out of to me. How do you even get your tea in there? Art isn't about function, it's about form. So I'll have to take your word for it, Mr. E. The art stuff's way beyond me. Ah! I'll be real. I didn't think that would be there. Clue, sang to me. How do you have Valora turn a picture around in D&D and not check the 0? Finally, you were driving me wild with that. Look, there's something stamped to the bottom. It says PH. So it must be Paul Halik's. Okay, so are we to believe that Paul Halik is also Artie Frost? And, right, Judy's a big fan of his work. So, if I made it, would it say EF? Perhaps you should practice initialing your personal belongings first. Okay.
Take that.
Ace Attorney character lying about their identity. Alright. It's funny because there is a French company that makes crystal called Halik, or called Lalique, I should say. So I was like, oh, I see what you did there. Gotcha.
Miss Scone, I found 2 letters carved into Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. I think they were the signature of a sorts. After all, it's not unusual for an artist to initial their works. I guess not. That's right, dear. It's just as you said. Chillywink's statue had the letters PH carved into them, plain as day.
Jeez, I came back to Bound having Miss Boss moment. Mr. Boss moment. PH, shouldn't it be AF?
You'd think so, but take a look at this. The seal we found at the crime scene. It seems reasonable to assume that it fell from Mr. Frost's pocket. And when pressed into the surface of an item, it would leave behind a PH. The same pottery mark is seen imprinted on the bottom of the items of the tea set.
The same pottery mark.
We have already established that the tea set is the work of the sculptor Paul Halik.
And from that you can assume that the same letters would mark any item out of the piece any item out as a piece of his work. A fact of which you are well aware, of course. Correct, Miss Bound?
Well, yes, I know that he always marks his work with initials like that. He's never revealed his true identity in public, so its only way to know his work are truly his.
You mean Paul Halik was... That's right, Detective. Audie Frost had another identity.
He was no ordinary confectioner, at least as far as Miss Bound was concerned. For you see, Mr. Frost was in fact an extraordinary confectioner, a famed sculptor, a fan of sculptures, a famed sculptor. Mr. Frost was in fact none other than the famed sculptor Paul Halik.
What? Mr. Frost and Paul Halik were the same person?
P. Find out. Oh, Dottie. I mean, all those things could be true. But it's not like the market. It's hard to copy, though. Anyone who's seen it could fake it being him with it. Not exactly conclusive proof that Frost was who you say he is. It was proof enough that for Miss Bound. What matters is that she believed it. His true identity will have to be investigated by the good people of the precinct. All right. I'll have the boys look into it.
I should have known I couldn't hide it from you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you admit it. Wait. So you admit it. You were aware of who Mr. Frost really was.
I was. When I discovered his body, I saw the seal you found. Don't ask me how, but I just knew straight away that he was my dear Paul Halik. Imagine his entries in the confectionery contest were his final legacy. A great man like that.
And to be honest, did you enter Mr. Frost's room at any point?
What? Why are you asking me that?
The photograph of Mr. Frost's room. I'd like to know when it was taken.
Oh, it must have gotten mixed up with the one Samson took during the judging.
Objection!
I'm afraid I'd find that rather hard to believe. You said yourself the camera ran out of film during the judging, and that you had charge of the camera since before Mr. Tanganroa had a chance to visit Miss Frost's room. That's how you were able to take the picture when you discovered Mr. Frost's body.
I suppose so.
This is just that you took only 2 pictures with new film. One of Mr. Frost's body, and one of his room. But I have a piece of evidence that says otherwise.
You do?
Which piece of evidence contradicts the assumption that Miss Bound only took 2 pictures? I assume the camera and the fact that it was missing film.
Take that!
The camera? You gave the picture of the body to the police, and the picture of Mr. Frost's room to me.
Oh, and you gave us that picture you took of me and Mr. Edgeworth, too.
3 photographs in total, and yet the film cartridge in this camera only has 3 exposures remaining. Out of the total 20, you took more pictures. I want to know of what. I'll need to see all the photos you took. Perhaps then we'll finally learn what you really were up to.
I'm so sorry. I confess, I've been lying to you.
These are all shots of Frost's room.
I'm so sorry.
Looks like she took pictures of his work from every possible angle.
And when they were taken, the ice still hadn't melted yet. Wait, don't tell me. It was you?
It was. At least, I'm pretty sure it was.
You are? Why?
Well, you see, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Halik's work, you see. I was petrified that they might be ruined with what the investigation was going on and everything. So I thought I should at least capture the sculptures on film for posterity.
I'll get there eventually. And how did that make them melt?
I think perhaps I was so intent on getting the perfect photos that I I might have tripped over the power cord without noticing.
My mistake. Are you sure?
I didn't notice at the time, but well, how could I have been so careless as to cause the loss of his final masterpiece?
Well, it seems a little convenient to me. I'm not sure I believe it. But I'm not in the position to refute it either.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
Please, do not worry about it. The important thing is that you told us the truth.
What he said. No hard feelings, Miss Mound.
Thank you.
Mr. Edgeworth, picture's yours. Hope it helps. 2 photos, one from Bound, one from Detective Bad. Oh no. Big sip of water. Alright, we gotta stretch. We gotta stretch for the big boys. Okay. Are you infernal nuisances still here? You don't know when to give up. Linger for as long as you like. The answer is still the same. You are not part of this investigation. Whether we're part of it or not, we'll uncover the truth nonetheless. It seems you don't know when to shut up either, but I commend you for your stubbornness.
Mr. Von Karma, I'm afraid I'm the one responsible for the Mr. Frost's work melting.
What? What is the meaning of this?
I'm sorry, and to you, Mr. Gusto.
No concern of mine. I didn't do anything, and Mr. Von Karma agrees. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why. Sure, I was. Manfred Von Karma enters the room. Katie's vocal cords whimper. It's funny. I wouldn't even necessarily say that Von Karma's voice is particularly difficult on the vocal cords. But I think there's certain voices that I'll do where, like, physicality is kind of involved to get me in the mindset. Von Karma is one of them. And I gotta go deep in the chest to get there. And I'm still not deep enough for this man. Because if you hear his objection, he just is like a whole other depth of volume. He's like a baritone that I can never reach. And, like, I would say I have a relatively deep voice, at least for a female. But it only does so much, you know? Alright. Silence! You are not to give the attorney even the tiniest shred of information. Von Karma's objection is demonic, which is cool, but also, like... Duty bound, you are coming with me. I have reason to believe you are an accomplice of the accused Samson Tangenroa. Welp.
No,
I will be interrogating you personally, so you had better get your story in order.
I understand.
Wait, please, I'm not done questioning her myself. And you think I care because... Hard, painful to even attempt to replicate. Yeah. Like, the voices that are actually hard on my vocal cords are probably, like, Eddie is just shy of being hard on my vocal cords. But he kind of veers into it sometimes. Gotta go deep and low. Yeah, and I just can't quite hit there. I've been trying to pull voices further away from my vocal cords, if that makes sense. Like, I've made Eustace into a very, like, forward mouth voice. Which, to be fair, is just making my lips hurt instead, kind of, but, you know, it's fine. Alright. Bad, Gusto, and you, Scone. I have questions for all of you, and I expect answers. Fine by me. No, you could at least ask nicely, mannequins.
He literally took everyone with him.
If anything, I think Von Karma can sometimes make me feel lightheaded to voice because of how, like, deep-chested he is. Indeed. Well, I suppose that means there's little point in us hanging around either. Perhaps it is time for us we get going anyway. It's rather late. I hope the snow is let up.
You're right. Home time.
Oh, he's hungry.
Guess my stomach's in agreement, too.
All right, let's go grab a burger before my own stomach starts grumbling, too. Barely above the torso. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Let's eat up and rest up. We need to be fighting fit tomorrow.
We will indeed. And our first port of call will be with Mr. Tanganroa. To be continued. Okay. We are later. Wait, okay. So are we approaching the ending? Or are we just approaching the ending of the, like, past arc? If I ever stream a game, I have to voice act everyone in deep and low, mostly because lazy. I like it when you do voices though, Bubs. I think you're very good at them. Like, there's a consistency to your voices that I really admire. That's something you and Donnie both share, I think. You are over halfway. Sweet. Oh, God. Do I have more in me? Okay. I think I'm going to lame out here, but I'll probably do more of this, I don't know, tomorrow. Possibly. Maybe Friday. We'll see how I'm feeling. But I need a rest. Which, it feels short. But regardless. I am now jealous and want to VA a game for y'all. You should, Donnie. Consistency is very important. I struggle with that hard. Rest well. Thank you. All right. Night all.